a tough team. This is a team that fights together, isn't going to stop until it's over. 48 minutes, when we walk out that door, for 48 minutes we're going to take it to them.
Here we go, let's go! Come on!
And we are ready. That's the bottom line. We're ready, and now they're going to pay. Let's go, get your helmets on.
Hello and welcome to the Week 3 edition of 1st and 10. I'm Billy Richter, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Amherst Comets, Keith Grabowski. Coach Grabowski, for the second week in a row, your team had a big second half to steal a win.
Well, definitely, we've had some good second halves here. We started out slow the last 2 weeks, and that's something we're going to have to correct, but it's good to get the win.
Let's head over to Vermilion for the first half highlights. Both teams punted on their first possessions. Then Amherst puts together a 12-play drive. Sophomore Brandon Kish carries 5 times, and John Salter completes 4 passes. 1 to Joe Levesque and 2 to Jason Lauschen to move the Comets to the Sailors' 5-yard line.
We really have some good chemistry going between John Salter and Jason Lauschen. They seem to be on the same page, and Jason's been picking up a lot of catches.
On second and goal, it's Salter to Lauschen again. Salter rolls to his left and finds Jason in the back of the end zone for the 5-yard touchdown and a 6-0 Amherst lead.
We do a good job here using motion and shifts to get these guys off balance, and John's able to find a wide open Jason Lauschen.
The point after failed, and back comes Vermilion. Ryan Joy gains 48 yards around the left end to set up the Sailors at the Amherst 36. 2 plays later, Vermilion scores and takes the 7-6 lead. Amherst tries to answer. Salter throws 19 yards to Joe Levesque. Joe's done a nice job filling in for the injured Andrew White, hasn't he, Coach?
Both Joe Levesque and Brennan Muick are doing a nice job filling in for Andrew Whited. He looks to be another couple of weeks away, but those guys are doing a solid job.
Then it's Brandon Kish again, this time for a 13-yard gain down to the Vermilion 36-yard line.
We ran an ISO on this play, got nice blocks by the line, Mike Lambert and Matt Irvin to open up a big hole.
But a sack would force the Comets to punt, and the 2 teams exchange punts again until Amherst puts together another scoring drive. Salter and Lauschen connect for an 18-yard gain to the Vermilion 22-yard line.
Ran a play-action boot here, and Lauschen gets another reception. He had 6 catches on the night.
3 plays later, Brandon Kish takes the handoff and goes 18 yards for the touchdown and a 12-7 Amherst lead.
We were in a spread package in this series, and we stayed in it. Brandon does a nice job finding the end zone, makes a good cut to get in.
So the Comets take a 12-7 lead into the locker room at halftime. Coach Grabowski, you had to be happy that you had the lead at halftime.
Well, definitely happy that we had the lead, but not satisfied with how we were playing. We really talked in the locker room, especially the players, about having to go out and play a better second half and play like we were capable of doing. And I think you look at it defensively, we held them to 40 yards in the second half, 1 first down, and that was on a penalty. And offensively, we put 2 more scores and really had a lot of offense in the second half.
The Comets were sure fired up for the second half. Let's look at the highlights. The defense sets the tone on the opening play of the third quarter when Jason Lauschen gets the tackle for a 6-yard loss, and only one have to punt. Amherst gets the ball, and Brandon Kish runs 29 yards around the left side down to the Vermilion 22-yard line.
This is a play we've been running the last 2 years, and you've been used to seeing Alex Knipp run it, but Brandon Kish certainly is stepping up. He gains 29 yards here on our 49 stretch, and he's really starting to get a feel for that play.
But the drive would end when John Salter is intercepted at the 2-yard line, and the ball is returned out to the Sailors 16.
This was, we were a little bit frustrated at this point. John didn't make a good read here and throw the ball where he should have. But overall, we knew we were going to put the ball in the end zone in the second half.
But the defense stiffened, and Vermilion went 3 and out. 2 Vermilion possessions later, the Sailors drive to midfield before the defense answers again. Jason Lauschen with the big hit in the backfield, and the Sailors punt again. The 2 teams once again exchanged punts. That's when Brandon Kish makes the big play on special teams.
Brandon fields a ball that's bouncing here and has a 25-yard return down to the Vermilion 44-yard line.
Amherst then faces 4th and 4 at the Vermilion 38-yard line, and you decide to go for it.
We run another boot here, and John Salter finds Jason Lauschen again for a 17-yard gain.
4 plays later, it's Lauschen again, this time on the handoff, and he takes it 9 yards for the touchdown.
This was a 34 zone, the same play he scored on against Midview the previous week. He really does a nice job pressing the line of scrimmage on this play.
So Amherst leads 18-7 with 8 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, and the defense once again comes up with a big hit, and it's Jason Lauschen again.
We send Jason on a blitz, and he gets a nice blindside hit on the quarterback.
Next, it's a big hit from junior Sean Krepczynski.
The ball was ruled a completion here, but clearly Sean separates the receiver from the ball.
That's when senior Joe Levesque comes up big. For the second week in a row, Levesque gets the interception and returns it all the way back to the Vermilion 27.
Joe does a nice job here reading the quarterback and stepping up on the pass. With these 2 interceptions in the past week, he has 100 yards in return.
From there, you give the ball to Brandon Kish on 4 straight plays, and the result is a 5-yard touchdown run. Brandon's second on the night.
Brandon carried 37 times on the night for 171 yards. That was the second most carries in a game in school history.
So Amherst wins 25-7. The record improves to 2-1, but the guys know that they need to play better starting this week when the SWC season kicks off.
We came out a little slow and let this team hang with us for way too long. But the important thing is that our defense only gave up 10 yards in the second half, and we came back. And it's a really good sign, as Coach said, that if we lose by 3 touchdowns and we're still mad. So we had some bright spots in the second half, and that leads right up into SWCs next week, where Brecksville's going to take a beating.
A win's a win and everything, but we have an immense amount of pride on this team. We're going to come out against the Bees at home. We're going to have a lot of support from the fans, and we look forward to having a lot of victories.
We're going to go into next week and get ready for Brecksville. They gave us a tough game last year. We got to get ready for them. This conference is going to be even tougher this year.
At the beginning of the game, I thought the defense wasn't really pulling it together too much. They probably weren't. We weren't together at the beginning, but during the second quarter and the second half, we pulled together and had about 12 stops, and I thought the defense did really good after that.
The JV Comets traveled to St. Ignatius Saturday morning to play the Wildcats. Amherst managed just 1 touchdown on an Andrew Iliopoulos pass to Ben Schwinn, and in the end, St. Ignatius defeats Amherst 44-8. Here are our JV players of the week. Quarterback Andrew Iliopoulos.
Andrew completed 65% of his passes, including the touchdown pass to Ben Schwinn.
Ben Schwinn.
Coach Ebon said that Ben Schwinn played both sides of the ball the first half before getting injured, and he scored the only touchdown.
The freshman Comets also battled St. Ignatius, but lost 20-0. Here are our freshman players of the week. First, it's Derek Zimmerman.
Coach Walker says that Derek exemplifies a Comet attack dog defense. He has 2 sacks against St. Ignatius.
Jake Hrisco.
Jake was the freshman team's leading rusher, averaging over 5 yards per carry against the Wildcats.
The 8th grade Comets fought hard, but lost a close game to Olmsted Falls 14-8. Here are our 8th grade players of the week. Brad Block.
Brad scored the only touchdown with an 80-yard interception return. He also caught the 2-point conversion for the 8th graders.
Bobby Zooks.
Bobby's the leader of the Comet defense. He had 3 sacks against Olmsted Falls.
The 7th grade Comets have reason to celebrate. The Comets came from behind to defeat Olmsted Falls 20-16. They are now 2-0 this season. Here are our 7th grade players of the week. Angelo Torres.
In 2 games, Angelo has 3 touchdowns. He's gained over 125 yards in each of the 7th grade wins.
Next, it's the kid that Coach Drago calls Big Brownie, Aaron Brown.
Aaron's the brother of varsity player Paul Brown. Aaron anchors both the offensive and defensive line.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck against Brecksville.
Thanks, Billy.
We'll see you guys next week.
Let's go!